how are you? I hope you're good.
We don't go the same places that we used to.
Here today with a short, nice tag. I've asked you guys, as I often do, on Instagram, what would you like to see? And I believe the original creator of this tag said they would like me to do their tag. So here I am today. I really enjoyed the questions and I thought I would give it a go. This one is called Contradictions Tag, and the original video is obviously going to be linked down below. So thank you so much for the suggestion and the tag. Let's go. So first question is, I love this genre, but I really didn't like this book. And for this one, I'm gonna go with the Oracle year. It's not quite like speculative fiction, but it is a little bit. It's about a guy who wakes up one day with a knowledge of I think it's 108 predictions, and then he takes on onto the dark web to basically mess about with people and just say that he knows what's gonna happen, and it does, and obviously include the big corporations and stir the pot. And it sounded like such my cup of tea. I like that kind of stuff. And it honestly began really interestingly. I was kind of hooked. And then it just dwindled down so quickly. I couldn't care less. I couldn't even tell you what happened later. I think I DNF'd this or maybe I finished it. So forgettable. I can't even tell you thing, and it seems like some of the reviewers also agree with that, so I don't really think it was me. I think it was a little bit the book. The second question is, I don't often read this genre, but I really enjoyed this book. So I'm gonna go with romance because it's probably my least read. Well, that's not true, actually. Horror would be the least read one. Oh well. I'm gonna go with romance, and I really did enjoy all three books, but especially Get a Life, Chloe Brown. So the Brown sister books, these are contemporary romance novels, and they are kind of like a slice of life, but obviously dramatized. And I found it to be such a breath of fresh air, especially for me, who doesn't read this often. Again, that's the point of the question. Chloe also suffers with chronic pain condition, which so do I. So it just hit in spots I was not expecting. And on top of that, it was really fun and quick and engaging read. And I was really rooting for the characters, even though I found the conflict so frustrating for the most part as well, as you normally, I feel, do with contemporaries, maybe? Or actually just in general. But I'm really glad that I picked these up, and it made me want to dip my toes more into the genre, actually. Next we have, I love this trope, but I really did not like this book with said trope. And I know I already kind of shat on this book a little bit on my TikTok, but so this might be overkill, but honestly, I understand why people loved it. I just really didn't. I thought it was over the top, try hard. I'm sorry. It was not for me. And that is Every Heart a Doorway, and this is focusing on the aftermath of the kids that slip through the cracks, go off to Narnia, fall into a rabbit hole, go into some sort of alternate world, which is a trope that I like. However, I just did not like this. This tried to be a murder mystery thing with such an apparent resolution so early on. I didn't realize what the point was for the rest of it, and I just also didn't vibe with the writing style. It was very Alice in Wonderland-esque. So I was really excited about this, but it did not pan out. But I still want to give the author another go with Middle Game. Now, to reverse it, I hate this trope, but I really did enjoy the book with the said trope. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I despise the trope of a teen solving a complicated case that adults, for some unknown reason, were just so unequipped to handle. It's more so, it's not really just the jab at the teen, but it's an instant kind of suspense of disbelief, because I'm just like, how would these qualified adults, teams of adults, with all the resources and power they hold, fail so miserably, but a teenage girl or a teenage kid, well, that's a teenager, would fail? Like how? And it's actually somewhat extending to another trope, same with just people. Just an adult, but completely unrelated to any type of investigator or a police officer or anyone with actual resources and access. Anyway, but I'm talking about the maidens mainly here, but this one in particular has a girl who takes on this murder case from her town some years ago that police kind of solved, but she feels like it wasn't properly solved, which is a little bit better than just an unsolved one. But then she just breaks every ethics barrier, I feel, ever. Despite that, I really enjoyed this. It was impossible for me to put down. It was so fun to read, and it actually got a little bit spooky at one point because I'm a chicken. I just really thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a page turner, even though I did roll my eyes at the fact that, you know, she's just solving all of this. I just thoroughly enjoyed it. I really love this book. Next one is all about an author that you like or love but didn't enjoy a book of. And for me, this is Starlight. I was really excited. This was one of my anticipated reads. I was so excited for it to come out. And I think that's why it felt so disappointing as well. So that's definitely a contributing factor. And I can't really say this is my favorite author because I now have one book that I love and one book that I hate. So it's not like it's my, you know, like auto-buy author. I was just really excited because I loved the Night Circus. Even though obviously the writing style is very similar, it is very lyrical in both cases, very flowery. But this just took it to a whole new level. And I think the fact that the author wrote some scenes and then built the book around it really showed to me the lack of connectivity and sense and the over-the-top everything else really just felt so disjointed and so frustrating that even though the writing was really beautiful in places, and the beginning, I really loved the beginning because I love the premise of this book when a guy finds a book and the book is actually about him and he doesn't understand how that's possible and then he chases his faith. But apart from the beginning, that's where the good stuff ended to be. Honestly, so beautifully written, but the lack of everything else frustrated me, and that's why it's here. Question number 6 is, I previously disliked a book by this author, but I really like this one. And for me, that is Leigh Bardugo, and I enjoyed Six of Crows. I really enjoyed I loved Crooked Kingdom. I really enjoyed Six of Crows, but I did not like Shadow and Bone. I know. It was just not for me. I'm sorry. This, however, was, and the Crooked Kingdom I gave 5 stars, so, you know, a rarity. And we're coming to the covers. First one is that I love the cover but didn't enjoy the book. And this one is a graphic novel called Low. Really like the cover, it's so beautiful, and I really like the... How do I even show this? There's like orgies on every page. I really like the art style, but the story was really odd, and I thought that so many things were included for like a sheer shock value, which I don't mind to an extent, but this really surpassed the extent. Like, this really just felt forced and not really enjoyable. It wasn't like the worst thing, but I was not intrigued whatsoever to go and get a second volume and continue with the series, which is a shame because I really think the art style is beautiful. But it was an odd one. And then an opposite one where I loved the book, but I didn't love the cover, and I made a whole video of my least favorite covers where I just genuinely roasted a lot of books, including the ones that I really liked, on my Patreon. So if you are my Patreon in that tier, I hope you enjoyed that one. So this one did appear there as well, and I think that it's just movie covers in general. The one I have in particular is The Martian. It's just it's too much. I need some, this violates my personal space. I don't like that it's so in your face. It's just a lot. I don't like it. I'm not a fan of actual people on the cover to begin with, and movie covers almost always have that, so I think it's just an instant no. It takes a little bit of that magic away from me. If I want to see a movie, I'm gonna watch a movie. If I want to read a book, I don't want the movie on the cover of the book. Maybe it's just me. I doubt it though. I think it's a pretty popular opinion. That is it for the tag. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was really fun for me. I've not done a tag in a hot second, but I will link the playlist of all the tags I've done before. That sounds like a book title. All the tags I've done before. So if you want to watch something, you can always peruse that as well. If you'd like to answer these questions in the comments, also go ahead and do that. I would love to see your answers. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much. Stay awesome, stay kind, and I will see you in the next video very soon. Bye!